at home, you're one of the fortunate ones who can still get in on this. This is the final presentation, and oh my goodness, this is exclusive to QVC. When I walked into the studio, I'd been watching this on TV. TV doesn't do it justice. When you see it in person, it is magnificent. It is so dimensional, so modern, so up to the minute. It'll make, you know, a $300,000 home look like $1 million mansion when you put this in there. This is hand-carved, handmade. We're going to go into all of it. It's QVC's premier rug brand, Royal Palace, for 20 years, H202484. Now, we have some choices. We have some colors. Basically, here's what we have. We have the 8x11, which in some colors, I'll go over in a moment, you'd expect to pay at retail over $1,280 for this. We've got it for $559 only today, and this is the final presentation. But that breaks up into 5 monthly payments of just $111.80 on your credit card or your Q card. The 7x9, you'd expect to pay $686 at retail. We're at $389 today, or $77.80 a month for a 7-foot by 9-foot Royal Palace Fleur de Lis handmade wool rug. And then the 5x7, retail price of $503, we're at $239. 5 easy payments of $47.80. Standard shipping and handling is included. Let's welcome our special guest, Mr. Dustin Moskovitz.
Dan,
good to see you, my friend. You've been bringing us Royal Palace rugs along with your dad, the great Gary Moskovitz, for a couple decades now, right?
You know, when you put it that way, it sounds like a long time, but yeah,
you were
it's
just
two decades.
A little boy when you started.
I was a wee lad.
And I've got to tell you, I've seen them all. My home, I have several Royal Palace rugs. When I saw this rug, I went, oh my gosh, at that price, no wonder it's been so popular. And you're not even getting the full effect in person, Dustin. This rug, there's so much dimension to it.
There is, and it's one of the most classic designs that we've had in our Royal Palace collection over 20 years. We brought it to QVC originally. The first Fleur de Lis was in 2002, and it took off like wildfire. We knew we really had something that connected with the QVC customer. And when you mentioned before what the design is going to look like, it's classic, it's timeless, and it means that you can decorate for holidays today, and it's going to be with you for 10, 20 years down the road.
Perfect. We are decorating for the holidays right now, so you're just in time. I've got to go through color choices and what's available. What a great, this is the final presentation. Just to remind you, if you just tuned in, you don't want to wait, because here's what we have. All right, in the 8x11, we have Garnet, which is so royal and regal. Only 200 remain. Oh my gosh, yeah. Dustin and I, do you see the size of this rug? There's the detailing. That Garnet, magnificent. And that's going to be huge for a living space, you know, bigger than most dining room tables.
Right.
And, you know.
We've been saying all day, if you can fit the 8-foot by 11-foot in a living room, dining room, the largest rug you can fit, that's the one to get. You will not be disappointed.
Okay, so now that's the Garnet in the 8x11. The Garnet in the 7x9, there are fewer than 200 remaining. And then in the 5x7, which we have on the floor over here, you better take a quick look, because there's only 4 dozen remaining in the 5x7 in the Garnet. Okay, there you go. Now our new blue color has completely sold out, that soft blue.
Soft blue.
But here's our other new color, which is amazing, emerald.
This is our rich emerald. 15, 20 years ago, emerald was one of our top selling colors, but as home decor changes a little bit and we were creating new colors, we moved emerald aside, brought other colors in. But you know what, Dan? Our rugs are so durable that people who did get emerald rugs 15 years ago have been calling us and emailing us and saying, when are we going to see emerald again? So we knew we had a great opportunity to give emerald back to the QVC customer, change it just a little bit so it's a new shade, but it's going to complement every other emerald rug out there perfectly. And this is the 7x9 size that we're showing emerald.
It's beautiful. Now, in all sizes, now I'm going to ask, do we have it in the 8x11? We do, but only 4 dozen. Okay, this is the 7x9.
This is the 7x9.
Guess how many in this size? 4 dozen. And then in the 5x7 in the emerald, 2 dozen. Yikes. I mean, basically, it's in countdown mode if you want it. So that's The emerald, fantastic color. Now we come over to the ivory, which is a great neutral color.
If you are unsure about what color to get, but you know you want something in your home for the holidays this year, ivory is the easiest color to decorate with. We'll go into detail later as to why you don't have to worry about ivory in a living room, dining room, trafficked area, but it's your safe harbor color. You can't go wrong with it.
And in the 7x9 now that you're looking at, this magnificent size, there's only 100 remaining. It is available in the 8x11, but only 150 to go around. And then in the 5x7, 6 dozen. Okay. And finally, this is really an interesting color. This is gray. It's a deep, I guess, would you call it charcoal gray?
Yeah, this is really kind of the lighter version of the charcoal gray. And then this is more of our, if you've seen Royal Palace before, this is our actual regular charcoal color. So lighter version, darker version. We do the darker version in the border to really frame this gorgeous design. But if you've had charcoal rugs in the past, this is a great alternative to it, the lighter gray.
And in this 8x11, only 200 remain. And by the way, that's in everything. There's no advance orders beyond this. There's no reorder. And I'm going to double check the ship date for this is September 30th, right?
The 30th.
So today's the 23rd. Okay,
yes.
a week. All right. So absolutely beautiful. Now, there's one more color, which is sage. Yes. I'm sorry, before we, yeah, you want to grab, sorry, Carrie, because we're going to talk about the sage. Is really a cool color. It's lighter than our emerald, but it's only in 2 sizes now. The 8x11 and the 7x9. Right. Okay, and only a couple dozen in each. How would you describe this color?
Well, I would say this is our #1 selling color. Out of all the rugs that we produce for the last 6 or 7 years, even though we're saying that all these other colors are getting very limited, sage we have to make the most of because it is the most popular. QVC customers have said, this is the rug I want in my living room, in my dining room, in my bedroom, in the hallway in a runner, in the little guest bathroom. Anytime that they can find sage, it has really been the best color to go with. So you know you can't go wrong decorating the larger spaces with sage.
So this is our only Royal Palace rug as a today's special value for the year. This is the final Royal Palace hour of the year. This is it for the whole season. So pick this up while you can. And basically, we are in Countdown Mode as our first ever today's special value from you guys that featured 6 colors.
That's correct.
But now that beautiful soft blue completely gone, and here's an update. We're already busy in this show. In the 5x7, the rich emerald just sold out. Oh my gosh.
So that's that one.
Garnet in the 5x7, Brian? Fewer than 1 dozen remain. So last call now on the Garnet, and we're going to be giving you these updates all throughout the hour. Now, before we take a phone call, you have a color palette.
Yes.
I know a lot of your rugs in the past, we've talked about 24. This is 28 colors?
We have 28 colors in this rug, Dan. So you've got 2 shades of color in the main part of the design, which is your background color, and then that darker color in the border, and that wonderful trellis that frames the fleur-de-lis medallions. The rest of the colors are in the fleur-de-lis themselves. So you've got beiges and ivory so that when you see them, they look embossed. You've got a beautiful but simple scroll work in the border. That's where all these other colors come into play, Dan. And that's why when we put more colors into a rug than other manufacturers out there, you can be sure that when you move this into a living room, dining room, bedroom, you're going to say, oh, you know what, that color right there, that matches the cream on my bedspread, and that other color matches the sage that I have on the walls, and that pillow that's red, well, there's that little bit of red that's just going to accent it. So it's what pulls the room together and gives it an anchor in your decorating scheme.
Okay, so here we are 10 minutes into this hour. Well over 250 rugs have been spoken for. We're already, of the sizes remaining, selling out of those. Garnet has sold out in the 5x7 now. Emerald has sold out. In the Garnet now, it's last call, fewer than 1 dozen. Let's right here on this beautiful new emerald color. Let's talk about, first of all, the fact that it's wool. And why is that a key important point?
It's key because wool is nature's greatest fiber. It's easy to care for. It's naturally liquid repellent. So what does that mean? Let's say you're going to put the 7x9 that we're showing here or the 8x11 in your dining room. as we enter into the holiday season.
And I just want people to see, you've looked at rugs in the stores, Oriental rugs, very expensive and super thin. Look at how plush. I mean, that's why we love you guys at Royal Palace, because you give us so much quality for the money.
It's a half-inch thick wool pile, and the important part of that is the wool, because, Dan, this is going to live up to trafficked areas, chairs going on and off the rug as people are sitting down at the table. That accidental spill of a glass of wine or a little bit of spaghetti sauce is going to bead up. You take a white towel, you just lay it on top, pull it up, and the spill is gone. And you know, if there's a little bit something that you've missed in a couple days, a stain has set in, it's still really easy to clean with just basic other cleaning solutions out there. A little bit of soap and some warm water, and that'll take care of it.
Okay.
So it's great, easy, and durable.
All right, now this emerald color that we're showing you is one of the new colors launched today. Keep in mind you're watching the final presentation of the day on our today's special value, the final Royal Palace rug show for the season. And it makes me sad, but I think, you know what? This is the time to do it, Dusk, because as you said, holidays are coming. Last year after the holidays, did you say, gosh, we had all those people. I wish we would have done something for the home. Guess what? This is the way to refresh, to rejuvenate your home for fall, for the holidays. And not only that, the warmth that it adds to your flooring.
Not only in the beauty of it, but the actual warmth of walking on a wool rug versus maybe cold stone. I know they're showing in our video here, there's a Florida room on some stone. There it is. Well, imagine that in the dead of winter. You want to walk around on those cold, hard stones or the half-inch thick wool pile. In addition, in the summer, it's even cooler to walk on than the rest of your floor because it traps cold air as it falls on the floor. So it's a great insulator, but the rugs are meant to be lived on. You are not supposed to velvet rope them and tell everybody, take off your shoes, get off my rugs.
Here's the situation. We brought in a total of 12,500 rugs for the day. Fewer than 1,500 remain, and this is the final presentation. Now, let me go through colors again and sizes real quickly, and then I want to get into some of the handmade details. Sharon, hold on. We're going to get to your phone call. Starting here, Garnet. We have it in, this is the huge 8x11 and the 7x9. We only have it in the 8x11 and the 7x9. So the 8x11 is $559 a day or $111.80 a month. Remember, you don't have to put the entire amount on your credit card, just 1/5 of it, and we send the rug to you. So $111.80, and then the 5x7 is $239 or $47.80. So limited now, the Garnet in the 8x11 and the 5x7. How many do we have in each of those, Brian? In the 8x11, 200 remain. In the 7x9, I'm sorry, 150. That's 7x9. We have 150, so that's $389 or $77.80.
And you know what, Dan?
And the 5x7 sold out.
You can see the difference between those two sizes. Guarantee you, if you can fit the 8x11, that's the one to go with, because you will never be disappointed that you got the bigger size rug.
Yeah, and I misspoke. So in the Garnet, 8x11 and the 7x9 only. And the 7x9 is $389 today or $77.80 a month. Okay, the Emerald, as you said, an amazing new color here.
And it took us 10 years to bring Emerald back into our collection, and it's been really something that customers have been asking for many, many years. And again, it speaks to the durability of our rugs. If you had a rug that you put down in your dining room 15 years ago, and today you're saying, I need something that matches it, that means it's still in good condition, and that's the investment that's worth making when you're decorating.
And these rugs last, and you feel free to live on them. Now, in the Emerald, we only have the 8x11 and the 7x9. 3 dozen in each remain, okay? Which color should we go to next? The ivory, Brian? Okay, here's the ivory. We have this available in all 3 remaining sizes, the 8x11, the 7x9, and the 5x7, but only a couple dozen in each. So you're gonna see a lot of everything selling out this hour, our final hour. And Dustin, this is all handmade, right? Hand-carved?
Yes. From beginning to end, this is all made by hand. All of the carving is done by hand. That's what gives you these great details in the border. You're taking a look at the scroll work. Here's that triple die effect in action. That's the modeling and the little speckles that you see here. We've done that on purpose, but take a look at all the carving. And you know what, Dan, as I said to you before, if we had a little bit of shadow on here, you'd actually see the carving even better. But here you see the process done by skilled craftspeople who know how to handle these electric shears. You can see how a little blob becomes a flower. In here, it would become a fleur-de-lis. And that's the extra step that we go to in Royal Palace. We've seen competitors' rugs out there that they claim are hand-carved, and they'll go to the outline of something, but they never go inside. They can't do the fine work, almost like fine woodwork when we create these trellises. And if you can imagine that without the carving, you probably wouldn't even notice that there was a line here. But when we carve it, it brings it to life.
You know, I've been with QVC and the company, they bought CVN for 26 years now. I know you guys have been here a lot of that time, 20 years, and this, honestly, I've seen them all, and they do such a fabulous job. All their rugs are amazing. But when I saw this, in fact, maybe we can, at some point in this hour, show my Facebook page. I walked out here, and I just had to lay on these rugs. They were so comfortable, so cozy, and so beautiful. And here it is. There I am, sitting right there on the Royal Palace rug, talking about how fabulous it is. Go to my Facebook page. There's a direct link for you to read more. Maybe you don't want to listen to me and Dustin, but you can read all about it there. Dan Wheeler, QVC. Join me, give my page a like. You can write me anytime. I answer all my own Facebook messages. Now, we're going to go on to this color. This is the new neutral. It's a gray. It's a charcoal. I think it's really an amazing color. There's a certain richness to this color that is beyond anything I've seen.
You're right, Dan. You know, it really is a great neutral. Gray has become very hot in home decor.
Boy, it has.
But it really doesn't mean that next year you have to go out and get something else. Home decor moves glacially. So when you put a rug of this size, an 8x11, into your dining room, and all of your guests are seated at your Thanksgiving table, and all the chairs are on the rug, and the table isn't covering anything up in the middle of the design because it's the same design from top to bottom, you know that you can keep doing that year after year after year because it's not going to go out of style. The color won't, and the design won't.
Right, and as you'll see next hour, I'm doing warm and cozy linens. Gray is available in almost all, you know, your sheets, your comforters. It is a very hot decorating color, and it's a color that's going to be around a long, long time. You know what else? This color, it kind of hides any dirt or any dust, you know, so if you're not vacuuming as often as you should, it really does. It's an amazing color. What other colors are in it, though?
Well, we have 26 other colors. You've got the main gray color, you've got the darker gray or the charcoal color, but it's the fleur-de-lis that you see and the scroll work. That's where all the other colors come together. So here in that beautiful fleur-de-lis motif, been around since the Middle Ages, a mark of chivalry and nobility. You've got ivories and beiges that are all shaded perfectly to make it look like it's embossed, particularly when we hand carve it.
Right.
Then out in the scroll work, that triple dye technique, just a very simple leaf scroll that you see here is what gives it a little bit of flair without being overbearing. And the thing I love about the design is not just the colors that we have in it, the fact that we put 28 colors into a design that looks pretty simple, but the fact that we've made a design that can work in any environment. So maybe you've got a very formal dining room. Maybe you have a casual living room. Maybe your son or daughter has a loft in New York and everything is Bauhaus and stark and straight lines. This kind of design will work in all those environments.
Okay. And we've got a little green and some brown and all kinds of colors. Okay, so that's the gray. Here's the ivory. Here's the emerald. You saw the garnet. One last color to talk about is sage. And sage is only available in the big 8x11. 6 dozen remain, but that color is amazing. It's been very popular in this show. Again, we're 20 minutes into our final hour, our final Royal Palace hour of the season. We're down to our final 1,200 total rugs. We started with 12,500, and that's in all sizes, in all colors. Already over 600 ordered in this show alone. Let me tell you our value, and then we'll go to the phone caller, Sharon, because she's been waiting. The 8x11, you'd expect to pay for a rug of this quality, I think even more than that price of $1,286, $1,286. We're below half that, Dustin, at $559. That's because we go right to, you know, we've cut out the middleman here. We
Our
go
factories
right,
direct to QVC.
that's it, right to you, handmade, and then right to your door. $111.80 a month is what the 8x11 breaks down to. Boy, that's an affordable way to transform your home, the look of it. The 7x9 is $686 is what you'd expect to pay. But today, and today only, one day, $389, 5 easy payments of $77.80. The 5x7, you'd expect to pay over $500 for. We're at $239, and that breaks down into 5 monthly payments of $47.80. But here's a big thing. You see on the screen where it says S&H included? That's included in the price. There's no extra charge for that, so those monthly payments, that's it. Let's say hi to Sharon in New York. Sharon, you're on with Dustin and Dan. It's Dustin and Dan show, and now Sharon. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
Good. You're calling us from New York, Sharon?
Yes, I am.
The city or the state? Where are you in the state?
I'm Belrose, Queens.
Okay. Nice to meet you. I was up in Manhattan last week.
Okay.
At the textile show, and boy,
nice.
are you picking up a new rug to transform the look of your living area?
Yes, I got the 5x7 in the Garnet.
Oh, right
there we
here.
go, right here.
You know
It's
what?
so funny because I'm looking for this all the time. I'm always looking for the rugs, and I just put it on, and you guys were on. I said, this is just great.
I'm so glad you tuned in. This is our final Royal Palace, our show of the season. So I'm so glad you tuned in, Sharon. You picked a beautiful rug, and Dustin, I don't know, Sharon, if you're picking this up, but there's kind of a shading of different shades of that garnet in there.
You know what, actually, Dan? There's only 2 shades of garnet. There's the main background color,
and then
the burgundy in the border. What you're seeing when you see, that's just the wool pile, the sheen and shimmer of light reflection.
Wow.
And that's why it's such a beautiful color.
I like the Fleur de Lis. I've always had the ones with the flowers, so this would be something different.
Yeah, it's a nice change of pace. One of the things that we've said about the Fleur de Lis designs is that they are simple, but really, truly elegant, Sharon.
I think so, yes.
And you know what's amazing, Sharon? I look at a lot of rugs when I'm in, my wife loves to go into home stores, and I always do this. I put my fingers into the pile, and I can usually go right through to the backing. You can't with the Royal Palace. How thick is this? What's the construction?
It's a half-inch thick wool pile, and the denser it is, Sharon, the more durable it's going to be for you and your home for years to come.
Yeah.
They're nicely made. I can see that. I had one before. This is my second, and I'm very happy with the first one.
Oh, well, thanks for coming back.
You're welcome.
And where are you going to put this in your home, Sharon?
In my living room.
Boy, that'll be great.
Yeah, I think
That's
so.
an awesome color. Well, we will send it your way. Did you take advantage of those easy payments?
Yes, I did.
Good. And remember, shipping and handling is included in that price, all right?
That's great. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Sharon. Bye-bye.
Bye. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Wow, what a day this has been. You guys worked long and hard. Our only today's special value of the year. This is it. This is the final hour. Here's an update. In the 5x7 now, all we have remaining is the gray. Oh my gosh. Fewer than 150 remaining. So 5x7, this is it. And I've got to take my shoes off because you know, Dustin,
I can't.
this is what I do. It's the stocking, kind of the barefoot test. And I did wear nice socks for you there tonight.
I like this.
Thank you. But I'll tell you what, there's a cush to this. Now you can put, thank you, our director likes my socks, thank you. You could put like one of our non-slip pads under this, right?
Yes, absolutely.
If you want it, but I'll tell you, it's got a good cushion plush feel to it.
And if you're looking at the 8x11 or the 7x9 size, and you're going to put that into a dining room environment where the table and the chairs are going to be on the rug the whole time, padding may not be as necessary, but if you had picked up one of the other smaller rugs, or even this, maybe you might have this in a foyer or in a heavily trafficked area on something like hardwood floors or tile or linoleum, it could still kind of move around a bit. We highly recommend that you get padding underneath. A little bit of trimming might be necessary, but it's going to keep the rug in place.
You know, and this would be nice in a foyer and an entrance area, especially because of that gray color, where people come in, I mean, they're greeted. This just almost jumps off the floor to greet you. We often say that your rugs are really jewelry for our homes.
Yeah, absolutely right. And it is truly one of the easiest and most affordable ways to redecorate and transform any room. All you have to do is clear a little space for the rug, roll it out, Vacuum it when you first get it, Dan, because there's going to be little bits of those carvings that fall back into the pile. So after a week or two, the fibers that you see in your canister are going to start to slow down and dissipate. You're grooming the rug. Put the furniture back on it, and you are done. And that might be all you have to do for the next 10 to 15, 20 years.
Wow.
Certainly a lot easier than painting your rooms.
It certainly is. Or, you know, getting a famous artist to paint a painting for you. That's what this is, artwork for your floors, but it's artwork you can live on and you'll enjoy year after year after year. So in the 5x7, gray only remains, and there's fewer than 150 in that choice. Now, here's the sage. It's not available in the 5x7, but it is available in the 8x11 only, and there's only 4 dozen remaining, and that's a great color.
And you know what, Dan? This is really one of my favorite colors in this particular design because it shows the trellis work that we created for the fleur-de-lis field so well. The olive color on the sage background looks fantastic here in the studio. I guarantee you that all the other colors are going to look the same way when you get them at home. The studio lights and your TV might be a little bit different, but the carving that you see in this trellis work, it really just frames those fleur-de-lis so elegantly, so beautifully, and it makes the design something unique. And why is it unique? Because it's Royal Palace and QVC. We manufacture our rugs exclusively for QVC. This design you will not see anywhere else out in the marketplace. And on top of that, we are one of the few remaining manufacturers who specialize exclusively in wool handmade products.
Okay, Dustin, I want to draw your attention to the screen because we're showing some lifestyles. Is that the sage?
That is the Sage 5x7. That's the one we were just down on.
The 5x7, but I believe the sage is now only available in the 8x11. There we're looking at the ivory.
That's the ivory 8x11. And look at the way it just pulls that area together. You can have all the furniture on it. You have the chairs half on, half off, the couches off, you have the coffee table, but that's the beautiful thing about the open fleur-de-lis design, Dan, is that you put the coffee table down in the center and you're not hiding anything like you would in other designs.
And in that 5x7, did you say, Brian, in the ivory, there's only 4 dozen? No. 5x7's completely sold out. That's the 7x9 that we were looking at.
I believe
in the ivory, and there's only 2 dozen left now in that. Oh my goodness. Okay, so 1,100 total remain. That's all sizes, all colors. That's all we've got. So you need to make your choice because we started the day with 12,500 rugs, fewer than 1,100 remaining. Let's go to Colleen in New York. Hi, Colleen. You're on with Dustin and Dan and an amazing fleur-de-lis wool rug. How do you like it, Colleen?
Hi, how are you?
Hi, Colleen.
I'm doing good. How are you tonight?
Good.
And what part of New York are you calling us from?
From New York, upstate New York.
Well, welcome to the show. A lot of New Yorkers watching Royal Palace. Please meet Dustin Moskovitz. He and his dad are responsible for bringing us these amazing rugs.
Hello, Colleen. I'm sorry, I couldn't catch where in upstate New York are you?
Whitesboro, New York, upstate New York.
I know upstate New York a little bit. Not familiar with your town.
Like Syracuse, 40 miles from Syracuse.
Oh, okay.
40 miles from Syracuse, the Big Orange.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, nice to meet you. Which color rugs did you get tonight?
The sage, 8x11, I think it is, and
nice.
the charcoal gray.
And
same size.
And look at the combination right here are those two.
We've got them right here.
Dan, let's just move them together and you can see, are they going to be in adjoining rooms? Will you see one from the other?
Well, they're actually a surprise for my sister. She just bought a house, and I wanted to get her something for her dining room or her another room, so she'll probably end up with both of them.
Oh, nice.
I might get one.
Very nice of you.
I'll tell you what, this new gray color is, or this gray color is an amazing decorating color. And of course, that sage, you said that's been your number one?
Number one for 6 years straight. We can't break it.
Yeah.
So you definitely made some very easy decorating decisions for your gifts.
And they're very sturdy. I mean, my mom has one from about 4 or 5 years ago, an octagon, and it's very durable. It's still maintaining what it, when she first got it. So, beautiful rug.
It's almost impossible to wear them out with normal living.
I would say they just have every expectation that they're going to last you for many, many years to come. I'm sure that I could convince my son and his friends to do some real damage to a rug if they really wanted to, and I gave them those electric shears.
Yeah.
Here, Jack, try carving that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I hope you and your sister love them if you end up with one each, and we'll send them your way, okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Colleen.
Colleen.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Quality, beauty, durability, affordability. It's all yours, but this is quickly, we're halfway through our final hour of the day. We're into our final presentation on the Today's Special Value. It's H202484. I'm going to get an update and find out how many have been ordered just in this hour. In the first half hour, over 950 rugs have been ordered. And we are limited. Should we got to give updates, Dustin.
Again. Sure.
I'm sorry, we got to keep going through it because it's that time of day where it's decision time. We thought this was going to make it all the way to midnight, but it's been so popular that this is the final presentation. This is our Garnet in the 8x11, 8x11 and 7x9 only. Fewer than 150 in each to go around. And you know, Dustin, you mentioned about the pile. I really thought it was two-tone because it does give you that dramatic shading as you rub your hands.
Yes, as you move the pile up and down, or if you were to have some traffic on it, you would see how the light gets reflected differently depending on the direction of the pile. But it is the same color from top to bottom. The trellis is a slightly darker color. The borders a slightly darker color.
Right. On the borders and the trellis.
And I
amazing.
love red for the holidays.
Yeah.
I know I've said this over and over again in all of our presentations, but I can't imagine a more perfect color under the table for Thanksgiving dinner than the Garnet.
And it's such a wonderful pattern because of the openness, and yet you've got the Fleur de Lis hand carved, you know, throughout, and I love the way you did that border.
Isn't that great?
In that second tone.
About 3 months to find the right kind of trellis that's going to frame the Fleur de Lis beautifully and be reproducible, because as we said earlier, this is not a machine that we turn on and get a rug at the end of the day. This is a handmade product that takes months and months to make.
Now here's our other brand new color today, the rich emerald. We have the following sizes. The 8x11, 2 dozen remain in the 8x11. In the 7x9, fewer than 2 dozen. And that's it? Fewer than 2 dozen in the two sizes, the 8x11 and the 7x9. Wow, so we might just pause here a moment because we might not see this too much longer. But again, it's also been one of the most popular colors in this show. And as you mentioned, I remember when this color was so hot as a decorating color, and now it's come back.
And now it's come back. And you know what? It doesn't even matter if it comes back strong or comes back for a year or so. The point is that we've had customers who've maintained their rugs for 5, 10, 15 years, 20 years, who had emerald, who've been telling us over that entire time, we want emerald back. Just give us something else. And we did it for the Today's Special Value. I'm really glad that those customers who've been waiting so long have been able to get the new design in that emerald family.
And we do have an Ask Us question. It's a legitimate question. What about fading of these rugs in the sunlight? Does it resist that?
It is a very good point. Like any other type of furniture, be it a chair or your wall-to-wall carpeting, hardwood floors, if you do have our rug or any of those other furnishings that's getting sunlight day in and day out, you will want to at least rotate the rugs periodically, every 3 months, every 6 months or so. They will fade a little bit. It may not be as noticeable on some of the lighter colors versus some of the darker colors, but it is something you have to be cognizant of with anything that gets sunlight.
I heard that word once, and I thought it was a good time to use it.
Cognizant.
Yeah. Over 1,000 rugs ordered in this hour. Let's step over here to another choice now, the ivory. And as you can tell, we're limited in our sizes, in our colors. In the ivory, we've got the big 8x11, 3 dozen only. It's also available in the 7x9, but only 2 dozen in this size. And that's it, Brian? That's it. Now, these are the final quantities. It's all that you guys could produce, right?
That is correct. And don't be afraid of ivory, even though it's a really light color. Not only is it a safe harbor color, so it's going to go in any room because it's just so fantastically neutral, but because it's 100% wool pile, it's going to be liquid repellent. You have a spill of wine on here, it's going to bead up. Take a towel, lay it over, pick it up, it's gone. If it's got traffic patterns, groom the rug with your vacuum. Just go back and forth in a couple of different directions. It's going to look brand new, even if it's 5 years down the road that you've had this. And it's going to still act as the artwork for your floor. So the rug is going to pull your room together. And what's great about the Fleur de Lis design is that it's elegant but simple. So it's not going to compete with upholstered furniture or wallpaper. It's going to work perfectly in any room.
Our only Royal Palace Today Special Value of the year. In the past and future, you're not going to see another one. So for the holidays, this is it for this whole season. We won't see these guys until next year, Gary and Dustin. And, you know, this rug is a one-time today's special value, good today with the pricing, with the 5 easy payments. And we're getting so limited now. We're down to only about 23 minutes left in this hour. Here is a color that I'm really drawn to, and this is the gray color.
It is the gray. Gary said earlier, gray is the new black. I totally agree. We've had requests for true black rugs before, but I think gray is just an easier color to decorate with. It has become a very hot color for home decor. We've had it in our collection for about 3 or 4 years now, but the point is not what's hot, it's what do you know you can have in your home, in living room, dining room, hallway, wherever, for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, that's not going to look out of place.
So this big 8x11 in this gray, there's fewer than 200 remaining. It's also available in the 7x9, fewer than 150 remaining there. And it's also available here in the 5x7, but only 100 of those remain. And then our final color is the sage. And what do we have left? The sage just sold out in everything? Okay, we need to take the sage away, I guess, so we'll do that. Okay, so now we're down to 4 colors. The sage and the soft blue have completely sold out, all right? So our 4 colors are the ivory that you see there, the garnet, the emerald, and the gray. Okay, shipping and handling included in the price, 5 monthly payments. Here's our value, okay? Before we go back to the phones, H202484. The 8x11, you see the retail value. We're way below that $1,286 price at $559 or $111.80 for the next 5 months. But with that first payment on your credit card tonight, comes your way. Can be in your home before Halloween. And then the 7x9, the retail price would be $686. We're at $389 today. That's $77.80 on your credit card tonight. The 5x7 is down to $239 today, or $47.80. Shipping and handling is included, and you have the palette 28 colors, right?
28 colors total. We keep talking about the main color of all the rugs, be it the ivory or the emerald, etc. But remember, there's 26 other colors in each one of these rugs. It's what makes the Fleur de Lis motifs look real, embossed, like they're fine woodwork. It's what brings life to the scroll work in the border with this triple dye effect. So these are all the other colors in our artist palette that are going to not only help make the rug more beautiful, but also complement colors that are already in the room the rug is going to go into. Living room, dining room, wherever, you're going to pick out, oh, there's the red from the scroll work. I have that in the couch, and here's the sage from the scroll work. That one's on my walls. So it anchors the room and it pulls it together.
Okay, if you just tuned in, this is our final Royal Palace hour of the day and of the season. This is our only today's special value for all of 2014. We brought in 12,500 rugs. We will ship them out on September 30th, which is in 1 week, and fewer than 850 remaining total. Okay, we've sold out completely of 2 colors. We'll give you updates, but call and ask the operator what's available. It's on 5 easy payments. Let's talk to Teresa in New York. Good evening, Teresa.
Hi, Dan. How are you?
Hey, Teresa, I'm doing great. It's nice to meet you. And this is Dustin.
Hi, Teresa.
Hi, Dustin. How are you?
Good. Why is everybody from New York calling tonight?
Boy,
I guess we're buying the best product.
Teresa, did you call everyone in New York and say, tune into QVC? Let's all call in.
I did.
we're glad now. We're glad you joined us. And are you near the big city, the Big Apple, or where?
Yes, I'm actually in Westchester. I'm about 20 minutes from the city.
Well, Westchester, New York to Westchester, Pennsylvania, right?
Yes, yes.
A pleasure
sir.
to meet you, Teresa.
Thank you.
Have you had a Royal Palace rug before?
Yes, I have one, and I love it. It's lasted for about 10 years already, and it's in perfect condition. I just wanted to get something new.
Awesome. And I hear you're getting Garnet.
Yes, going with the Garnet.
Let's go over to Garnet, Dustin.
Which size did you get?
Yeah, here you go.
I got this 7x9.
Oh, okay.
Very nice.
So we have it in the 8x11, but the 7x9 is right next to us to give you an idea of the scale.
That's beautiful.
8x11 just makes us look
It was very
shorter.
hard to choose because I wanted the charcoal. I was looking at that, and then I said I'll go with the Garnet.
Well, you know, one thing about the Garnet, it's like a warm, friendly color. And whenever I see Garnet, I just think of wealth and richness. It's a very rich-looking color.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Beautiful. I love it.
Thanks
Can't
so
wait
much,
to get
Teresa.
it.
Yeah, where are you going to put it?
I'm going to put it in the living room.
Okay. Well, since you already have a Royal Palace rug, you know you're going to live on it. And
Yes.
I like to take my shoes and socks off and just dig my toes into there.
Yeah, definitely. I love it.
Yeah, good. Well, I hope you really enjoy it. Did you use those easy payments tonight?
Yes. Oh, yeah. I can't beat that. And the free shipping and handling is beautiful.
Yeah. What would you say to someone who's watching tonight who's never picked up a Royal Palace rug? Because we've all seen those very expensive rugs in the home stores. How does the quality of Royal Palace compare?
Actually, the quality is unbelievable. I recommend it to everyone because it's very durable. I have a dog who is always on the rug, and it's beautiful. You just vacuum it up, and it's perfect.
Dog
so
friendly,
go for
pet
it.
friendly, right?
Yeah,
I think everybody should buy it.
I can vouch for it, Teresa. We adopted a Border Collie mutt mix back in
really?
January. The first day he was
you.
home, went right to the rug in our family room, and that's where he stayed until
Yes.
we started feeding him and playing with him and all. It's like, I don't know how he knew that was the place to go. It's like it's born in them.
I think they know it's comfortable, so
Exactly.
that's where they want to be.
Yeah, now he's on the couch, though. I gotta kick him off of the couch. Back to the rug.
Right.
Teresa, I'm so glad you could spend a little time with us this evening on QVC. Thank you so much for calling.
Thank you very much.
Nice to
Bye-bye.
meet you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Get ready now. The holidays are coming. This is our last hour. This is our last Royal Palace show of the season. Our only today's special value of the year. Here's an update. Ivory's now completely sold out in all sizes. We're down to 3 colors. In the rich emerald now, last call in the 8x11. We have a handful in the 7x9, literally.
Wow.
Okay, so.
And this is the 7x9 here.
Yeah, this is the 7x9. So that's going quickly. And then we have the gray. We have the gray in 3 sizes, I believe. The 8x11, the 7x9, and the 5x7. Why did you guys do this gray? Because I know it's a hot decorating color.
Well, Dan, for the last 4 years that we've had it in our collection, it has just been a real solid performer. And it's done better than some of the other colors that we've tried. So we realized...
Would you mind if we held it up?
No, not at all.
Okay.
We knew when we were going to have this today's special value, and we wanted the greatest number of color options that we've ever offered in one single design as a today's special value, totaling 6, although obviously not as many remain. We knew we just had to have gray. It's become a staple color for us. For people who wanted to decorate in something like a black color, but don't want it to be so dark and stark, gray is a great compromise without having to go to that real dark color.
Okay, I'm noticing on the screen you've got till January 31st of next year to return any gift. So if you are getting this as a gift, keep that in mind. Here we go. It's an amazing rug, and we're down to our final few minutes on it. Our final hour. Does that make you kind of sad, the final hour of the season?
Yes, it does.
Yes and no.
A little bit of
finally
relief.
get some rest. But it is going to make your home so.
You know what, Dan?
So
What I like to know is that the customers who have gotten the TSV rug today, the Today's Special Value, they're going to be the ones who don't have to worry about, what am I going to do? My guests are coming next week for Thanksgiving or Halloween or whatever the holiday is. That's already been taken care of. It's like buying all of your holiday gifts ahead of time. You know it's done and out of the way, and you don't have to worry about it anymore.
Absolutely. All right, let's go to Barbara in Arkansas. Hi, Barbara.
Hi.
You're on with, I'm Dan. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Hi, Dan. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. My name's Dan Wheeler, and this is Dustin Moskovitz.
Hi, Barbara.
He's with Royal
Dan.
Palace.
Hi, Dustin.
So, Barbara, what part of Arkansas do you live in?
About 30 minutes out of Little Rock.
Okay. I've done a few shows for QVC in Little Rock. Nice town.
Yes, it is.
And my sister actually went to school in Siloam Springs, Arkansas. Have you ever heard of that?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
John Brown University. A little plug
Right.
for John
Uh-huh.
Brown. So tell us about Royal Palace. Why are you a fan, or is this your first one?
This is my first.
Oh,
All
congratulations.
right. Good for you.
Welcome to our family.
Thank you.
Which one did you get?
Actually, I got the beige or the neutral color.
The
ivory.
ivory.
Ivory,
Can we go show that ivory, guys? Can we walk over here? We've got the ivory right up here. It's a beautiful color.
Barbara, you may have
Yes.
been one of the last ones, I think. Which size did you get?
I got the, what size did I get? I forgot. 7 by 9?
Oh,
7x9. Yeah, I think
That is-
she got one of the last ones.
it is
Yeah.
exactly this rug. And where's it going to go? You got kind of a big rug there, Barbara. Where's it going to be in your home?
I'm going to go in my living room.
Very good. What was there about the quality that you heard us talking about throughout the day that made you want to get this?
Well, I've been watching you guys for years, so I thought, well, now's the time.
Well, I'm glad you took the chance on us, Barbara. Some people just start with a small accent rug. I like how you just sort of dove right in and are ready to fill up your living room with this great rug.
Yeah, well, I have hardwood floors, and I thought it really
Oh.
goes pretty on my hardwood floors.
So nice, and it's going to add some warmth and coziness, and you can just kind of, we're going to move back over here. You're just going to kind of find yourself cuddling up on that rug.
I think so.
I hope you love it, Barbara.
I'm sure I will.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
All right, have a
Take
good
care,
night.
Barbara.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So here's the big headline. We brought in 12,500 rugs. That's a lot of Royal Palace rugs because of their handmade nature, hand carving. I mean, these just aren't cranked out in a factory.
No, this was a 2-year process to get everything
2
here for
years.
today. Yes.
All of that, it really is an artist working on this rug with the hand carving, the hand tufting, the hand serging, and wool. Here's what we've got. We have, in the 8x11 size, we have garnet, gray, and rich emerald. Rich emerald is last call now, fewer than a dozen. That's in the 8x11, right, Brian? Okay, so if you want the 8x11 and the rich emerald, that's the next to go, fewer than a dozen. In the 7x9, all we have left is garnet and gray in the 7x9, which is this size here.
Right.
Everything else has sold out. In the 5x7, we only have gray. 4 dozen remain in that gray. So my goodness, that means just stay on the line because there's just, total, Brian? There's just a couple hundred remaining total. Out of the 12,500 that we left, there's like 500 remaining. And that's again in the gray, gray on the floor, the great, wonderful emerald, the rich emerald, and the garnet. And those are our only 3 colors. We've only got about a minute. Kind of give me the headlines on this rug, if you would.
I think the most important aspect of this rug, Dan, is the design. It is simple and elegant. I made a statement earlier in the day. I was always an Apple fan from the time I was 13 years old, and I had followed Steve Jobs' career. I actually met him once when I was in college a long time ago, and he made a comment a couple months before he passed away about the products that Apple makes, and it really stuck with me. He said, sometimes the important thing is not what we put into the product, it's what we leave out. And I think that speaks to this design. We knew that the fleur-de-lis design, the trellis that we created, the border that we have, is enough, and we didn't want to have to overload the design with anything else to try and make it more than it needs to be.
Yes.
And that's why when you said you saw this, it was an amazing rug right off of the bat for you. We had the set over on the other side of the QVC studios here dressed by people who do set dressings for a living. And yesterday when Gary and I came in, they said, this is one of the most beautiful rugs I've ever seen. These are people who look at design day in and day out, and we had the rug that really set them off on, on designing those whole sets. That means a lot to us.
All right, so stay on the line. Just keep dialing in for H202484. Ask the operator what's available. Great, today's special value. We're going to show you one more rug, but because that was the final presentation of the day, next hour I have a one-time only on this beautiful